Hi everyone, this is Jessica again. I know I have been gone for quite some time. The last time I recorded a video, I was talking about how I had finally gotten cleared to have my VSG surgery. I know this is a new channel, so I'm just gonna go ahead and remind everybody that I was about to have VSG surgery in my last video, but as of now, tomorrow it will be 1 month since I had my surgery. I decided to take some time off before doing my next video because first I didn't feel great, obviously, after the surgery. And well, we'll get into it, but I decided to kind of give myself some time before I recorded the next video. And so here we are. Like I said, we are 1 month post-op and I am feeling great now. I feel back to normal. I am on my soft food diet now and it's been going pretty good. So first of all, I'll talk about, my actual surgery. So the day of my surgery, I weighed in at 214.8, which means I lost about 10 pounds from the time I last recorded the video to my actual VSG surgery date. So since then, I had the surgery and then I really struggled the week after my surgery. The surgery went great. My incisions were fine. I wasn't in any physical pain. They gave me pain pills and I didn't even need them after the first day. I was able to, get up, walk around. My sister-in-law actually gave me this wedge pillow, which was so helpful. I can't thank her enough for that. But my biggest problem was the gas pain. Oh my goodness. I had heard that, you can get gas pains and that it's kind of inevitable, but the extent of my gas pains was just excruciating. And nothing was working. I was trying Gas X and then the doctor told me that that really doesn't apply to this type of gas pain, as usually the gas pain that you would take Gas X for is more like inside of your stomach, where for the surgery, they actually inflate your stomach, or I'm sorry, they inflate your abdomen to make better, like more room to actually work on your stomach. So it's that CO2 gas that gets kind of trapped in your abdomen. That's what was just really, really hurting me. I didn't want to drink water. I didn't want to eat anything. It was just like so much pain, consistent pain. And then I would get like these sharp pains that felt like it almost would come up to my chest area, which about 3 days after surgery, I only had to stay in the hospital for 1 night. So the next day I went home. The third day they called me for like a post-op follow-up. And I told the nurse, I have this really bad gas pain that hasn't gone away. And she's like, oh, just, have you passed gas? I'm like, no, obviously. And she's like, oh, you need to pass gas. I'm like, I know this. Thank you for that, miraculous decision or information you just gave me. How do I go about doing that? So she said the most important thing you could do is walk. And I'm like, I am walking. She's like, no, you need to like walk. She's like, what you need to do is every 15 minutes, get up and walk for 1 minute. And so I started doing that. I was only supposed to be off work for 1 week, but at that so Tuesday was my surgery. I was supposed to return to work that Monday. So once Friday came, I'm like, no, there's no way I can get back to work. I'm in so much pain. And now they're telling me to walk every 1 minute, every 15 minutes. In my job, I am in a lot of meetings all day, and there's no way I can just be like, I'll be back, I'm gonna go make a 1 minute walk. I can't. So I talked to my boss and I said, hey, I'm gonna need to extend my PTO because I just can't. Like, luckily my company is very flexible. And so she understood. She's like, okay, no problem. How much time do you think? And I said, just 1 more week. I should be fine after 1 week. And yes, I started walking consistently and it really helped. Another issue I had was I couldn't go to the bathroom and it kind of, I guess, goes hand in hand. So I was taking like the stool softeners, they weren't helping. I bought Miralax, it wasn't really helping either. I think a big problem was that I wasn't drinking enough water because I was just in so much pain. So once I started walking, that relieved the gas pain a little bit. I was able to drink some more water. And honestly, I ended up taking the stool softeners till I ran out of them because I was still having trouble going to the restroom. But now, so I would say after 2 weeks, I remember the Thursday, so it would be like a week and a half after surgery, I felt good. I felt back to normal. I didn't have those gas pains anymore. I was able to sip water. So I felt much better in about a week and a half. I would say by 2 weeks, I was feeling great. You know, I was no problem up walking around. I remember that the Saturday, my son, I have a 5-year-old son and a 9-year-old daughter, and we had 3 birthday parties. I don't know if any of you guys have kids, but when they're in grade school, every weekend is a birthday party. And that weekend there were 3 birthday parties in the same day. There was 2 for my son and 1 for my daughter. So luckily they were kind of spaced out, so we were able to attend all 3 of them. But I had told my husband, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go. Like, I don't know if I'm up for it. It's only 2 weeks out, not even 2 weeks out from surgery. And I said, you know, I'll let you know. So we had already said that he was gonna take the kids and I was just gonna stay home. But then that day I'm like, you know what? I feel good. I feel okay. I'll get out of the house and walk around a little bit. And yeah, I'm glad I did. We had a great time. You know, it tends to be the same parents that go to different birthday parties. So, you know, yeah, we had a good time and I'm glad I did. It was a long day, but it was great. I felt good. The hardest part is, you know, being there in a social situation, a social setting, and not doing what everybody else is doing, which is eating. That's what parties are, eating. They had pizza and nachos. And one party was actually an In-N-Out party. I'm in California, so In-N-Out is, you know, huge, Southern California. And they had an In-N-Out party, which was an easy pass for me because I'm not a big cheeseburger person or hamburger person. But still, it's like everybody around you is eating and it's kind of awkward. Even at the final birthday party, the grandma came and she was like, here, have cake. And I'm like, no, I'm okay. She's like, have it. And she put it down in front of me and like refused to take no for an answer. And so I was just like, okay, thank you. And then I'm trying to like scooch it over because I can't have it and I don't even want it. So that was funny. But yeah, I felt good. I felt good by 2 weeks. As in how I felt regarding food, I'm still struggling to get my water and calories in for the, you know, enough calories in. I'm doing pretty good with my protein goals. So my doctor set a protein goal for me of 78 grams a day. And I'm supposed to be having 64 ounces of fluid total. So they said that my protein shakes count as the fluid. So that's good. So my diet has basically been, during my liquid phase, I was having like 2 protein shakes a day. I was having yogurt and Jello and collagen water. So I have this, I you know, read about the importance of collagen when it comes to skin elasticity and all of that. So every day I put collagen in my water, and there's about 17-ounce bottles. And so I have that every single day. And that has been great. It's worked awesome for me. I bought the unflavored one from Costco, and then I'll put one of those little sugar-free flavored packets, like a lemonade flavor or, you know, different flavors. I bought like a variety pack, and I shake it up and I drink it, and it's perfect. I don't taste the collagen at all, nothing at all, and it's great. I've been doing that every single day since surgery, no problems whatsoever, and that helps with my fluid, obviously. And the collagen also has protein, so it helps with my protein. Now, at my 2-week follow-up, I was very frustrated because I felt like I wasn't losing very much weight. The first week I lost like 7 pounds, which was like amazing. I was like, oh my God, that's so great. I was so happy with that. And then my weight loss pretty much stopped. The first week I lost 7 pounds. The second week, I think I lost 2 pounds total. So what the doctor saw was, oh, you've lost about, I think it was 9 pounds from the original 214.8 the day of surgery. But I'm like, I don't feel like that's a lot. And he's like, well, it has a lot to do on your starting weight. And he gave me this chart showing, because, you know, you could lose 70, or you're supposed to lose 70 to 80% of your excess weight. So he showed me the little graph where it says, you know, at this week, you should have lost between 5 to 15% of your excess body weight, so and so and so. And he's like, and we do count from the original weigh-in you did before you started like your high protein, low carb diet. And I think I shared with you guys last time, I was at 224. So he's like, you were at 224. Now you're at, I believe I was 205 in the doctor's office. So he's like, now you are 19 pounds down, which is above the 15% that we expect of you. So you're doing great. And I was like, yeah, but since surgery, I've only lost this. And he's like, no, we don't look at since surgery. We look at your actual starting weight before you started preparing your body for surgery. So I was like, okay, but still, meanwhile, I'm here watching, having these Facebook groups that I'm a part of, and they're just losing so much more weight than me. And I know it has to do with your starting weight. However, one of what I did through Facebook is I got something called a surgery buddy, and it was somebody that's having the same surgery on the same date or around the same date as me. And we actually were very similar in weight. She was about like, she was probably like 222, I think she said. And at the 2-week follow-up, I was at 205, like I said. She was already at 189. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? How is this even possible? And like I was telling you guys earlier, I struggled to get my liquid in at the beginning because I just couldn't. So I told the doctor this, and he was like, well, if you feel like you're losing it at a slow rate, can I see, what have you been doing? And so luckily I have been keeping a journal every day of my food to make sure that I'm eating, my protein and my water and all of that. And I was only eating like 400 to 450 calories a day. And he was like, you're eating way too few calories. He said, based on your weight and your height, your resting metabolic rate is 500 calories. He said, so if you're not at least, and then he goes, and that's not moving. That is just sitting. And I forgot to mention that I have been walking 30 minutes every day. And when I saw how much that walking helped my gas, I've been walking every day. So he's like, that's that you are moving. So you are way under calories as to where you need to be. So he's like, I want you to throw in a third protein shake, and that will put you into your correct calorie. When I tell you, I was like, how am I supposed to do that? I can barely get the fluids in that I'm getting now. I was like, okay, I have to figure something out. And like I said, I was already meeting my protein goals because I was having the collagen and I was having the protein shake and the yogurt, the Greek yogurt. So I was already meeting my protein goals. So like, okay, now I need to try to throw in things that are maybe higher in calories that won't fill me up too much. And one of the things I found that were really helpful for me was the sugar-free Jello pudding packs. Those are great. I have no problem eating those. Because some stuff that I eat, it fills me up too much. But with that, I have no problem eating it. It was an easy way to add, I think there's like 60 calories in it. It was an easy way to add 60 calories. Another thing I discovered on TikTok was this Jello recipe that is with Greek yogurt. So you do a Jello pack with 1 cup of boiling water and then 1 cup of Greek yogurt. So good. I wish I would have known about this before. It's absolutely delicious. If you haven't tried it, try it. That's also easy for me to eat. Anything that's kind of a little bit on the thicker side, but not too thick, is easy for me to take down, to eat, no problem. So that's pretty much what I was eating every day during my liquid phase. Now, at week 3, which was this past week, I was able to start the soft food diet. And what that meant was I can start eating like eggs. They told me I could eat tuna and like chicken, as long as it's very finely shredded and not too dry. So with chicken, they say, put some chicken broth in there. For tuna, some light mayo. You can eat like thicker soups, like chicken soup, cream of chicken soup, that kind of stuff. So they also advised you to kind of try one thing at a time to see what sits well with your stomach and what might not sit well. And so the first thing I tried was tuna, and it's been a new staple for me this past week. I think I've eaten it like every other day. It's super easy for me to take down, and I absolutely love, I'm not a big mayonnaise fan, but I had Googled, can I eat tzatziki, which I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's kind of like a cucumber yogurt, Greek cucumber yogurt. And they said I could, as long as the cucumber is like finely chopped, which it is. So I'm using tuna with tzatziki. Delicious. I've been eating that. So it's been sitting well, no issues whatsoever with that. I did try potato soup, and With the potato soup and the tuna, I can only eat like 2 ounces of it. And then I get too full. Like I feel the fullness, and that I'll say, make sure you stop. When you start feeling full, stop, don't keep eating. So I'm definitely gonna follow that. So I can only eat about 2 ounces each. So that's something where like the pudding, I could eat 4 ounces, no problem. But the tuna and the soups, the cream soups, I can only have like 2 ounces. So again, I'm still kind of struggling to meet those calories. But now that I have the tuna and the tzatziki, much easier. And I've decided to try a different type of protein shake. I have Fairlife and I have Premier Protein. But what I decided to do was get the Fairlife non-fat milk and then the whey protein from Costco. And I make that myself because the Fairlife and the Premier is 11 ounces, where this protein shake that I make is only 8 ounces. So I get more bang for my buck because it's more protein, because I'm putting both the Fairlife milk as well as the protein powder, and I'm able to get more calories and more protein in that way. So I still have Fairlife, and I'm using those Fairlife protein shakes, and I'm using those when I'm like out of the house, when I have to go somewhere. Like every Friday I go to the office, so I take that one. But when I'm working from home or on the weekends, I use the other one because, like I said, it's more protein, higher calorie, less fluid ounces. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Once I upped my calories, I started losing more weight. So like I said, I'm on tomorrow, it's gonna be 4 weeks. So 1 month since surgery, starting tomorrow. And in my 3rd week, today I weighed myself and I'm down to 199.2. So I'm back to losing, I lost like 3.5 pounds this week, which is great because that second week I only lost like 2, and I was like, are you serious? What's going on here? So far, when I'm gonna weigh myself again tomorrow morning, but today I was 199.2. So exciting because I got out of the 200s for once in my life. I have not done this. I don't ever remember being under 200 pounds. Not only as like, oh, when I was in high school, no, never, ever, ever. I have, how there's some things that just get like stuck in your brain and it's like it's always going to be there. For me, when I was in 5th grade, I remember I had to get weighed in at school, and I was 186 pounds. Why this stayed in my memory, I don't know, but that's how much I was in 5th grade. So you can imagine that I have never, ever, ever been under 200 as a teenager, as an adult, never. So to see Wonderland, oh my God, I sent it to my sister through Snapchat. I was like, oh my God, look at this, I'm so excited. And so yeah, that was awesome today. And that's kind of what inspired me to start these vlogs again, because I am really happy. I'm like, wow, I see it working now and I feel good. I'm not in a rush to get on the regular diet. I have to be on the soft food diet for 4 weeks. So after 7 weeks, I can start my permanent diet. But I don't feel in a rush to. I don't feel hungry. I don't feel like I'm craving food. And I feel very lucky about that, because in the Facebook groups I'm part of, I have a lot of people saying, oh my God, I'm craving all this food. I'm so upset. I went here and I couldn't eat anything and I really wanted to eat it, but I couldn't. Or some people are like, I gave in and I had this or that. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm not feeling that. I'm very, very thankful, because it is hard to turn down food when you want it, or when you think you're hungry. They call it head hunger. In the group chats that I've been in, they're like, oh, it's just head hunger. And I haven't really struggled with that. There's only been 2 things. I was just telling my husband about this yesterday. There's 2 things that for some reason I keep like craving in my mind, and not even because it's in front of me, it's just like in my mind. And one of them is nachos, because I love nachos. I love tortilla chips, and then throw some cheese on there. What's not to love? I have been like thinking of nachos, but I don't want to eat them. It's like, I can't explain it. It's so weird. It's like, ideally, I would love to eat nachos, but I am not even brave enough, nor do I want to eat nachos. And at one of the parties we went to, they had nachos, and they were right there in front of me, and I was not tempted to have them, even though I've been wanting nachos. The second thing, which is so like random because it's just some fast food that's not even that good, is the Cane's chicken strips. I was not a huge Cane's fan. I mean, there's a Cane's by my house, so we go occasionally, but the Cane's chicken strips, those have been on my mind, and I don't know why. I'm like, what? That's so random. But yeah, I would love to have a Cane's chicken strip in theory, but I don't want to have one because I know I don't need it. I know I'll probably take one bite and can't eat anymore. And I definitely don't want to have any stomach pain or discomfort or anything like that. But yeah, that's about it. Things are going great. I'm very excited. I'm excited to see what's gonna come. I still, like I said, struggle with my water, meeting the water intake, because I just get filled up so fast with water. And I try sipping, and it's quick for me to feel full with water, and it's a weird feeling where it almost feels like it's in my throat. Like I'm drinking the water and it can't get past here. It's really weird. It's like, I can't drink anymore. And I know I need to, but it's hard. So that's probably my biggest struggle, is getting my water in. And that's so crazy because I was a huge water drinker. I used to have a gallon jug that carried around with me and I drank it every day. But now, yeah, I'm struggling with it. But yeah, that's how things are going. That's my little update. And I hope to, continue posting and showing you guys my progress and all of that. So yeah, talk to you guys later.